shame. But to start off with, we've got a very, very good-looking contest between Paul Silky Jones and Paul Wesley. Paul Wesley into the ring first and making a very rapid return to our Pro Box program. Remember, we saw him just 10 days ago it was on the Robbie Regan Salvatore Fanny Bill down in Cardiff. He fought Paul Busby and he was outpointed over 8 rounds. Statistics from our regular facts and figures man, George Zeleny. And we await the arrival of Paul Silky Jones, making his 7th appearance on Pro Box tonight and has won the previous 6. Now here he comes, cornerman Alex Gower on the right, and Jason King. Good record. Incidentally, while Paul Jones gets in the ring, stay listening. You could be at the Eubank Jimenez fight on Saturday. I'll tell you more about that a little bit later. We're giving away tickets tonight. Right now, let's hear from our MC tonight, Mike Shinfield.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I welcome television viewers, screen sport in the British Isles, TV sport in France and Switzerland, Sport Canal in Germany and Austria, and Sportnet in the Netherlands and Belgium. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a light middleweight contest of 8 3-minute rounds. Presenting and introducing in this corner, ladies and gentlemen, from Birmingham, Paul Wesley. And from Sheffield, ladies and gentlemen, Paul Silky Jones. After weighing today, Wesley scaled 11 stones, 2 1/4 pounds. Jones, 11 stones. The referee for this contest, Mr. Mickey Van. The timekeeper, Mr. Frank Capel.
So those are the preliminaries from Mike Shinfield. Referee is Mickey Van, hasn't come too far. Lives in Leeds. Jones with the shaven head, the black trunks, recent addition to the Matchroom stable. Wesley in blue with the black cycle shorts underneath. And we know from experience, Jimmy, that Wesley can be a dangerous customer.
Yeah, I've been watching him as recently as 10 days ago. It's good to see a fighter who's keeping him busy. But yes, he's one of those fighters that can upset the apple cart, as he did recently in that middleweight title eliminator.
Well, he felt it, as we told you last time. Ian Strudwick out in a round. He's been 10 with Sambu Kalumbay. He did a little bit too much posing and not enough punching for my liking in the Busby fight, and I'm sure he'll rectify that tonight. Jones in the black, Wesley in the blue.
Well, one thing for sure, we know Wesley's in shape.
Yeah, absolutely. Scheduled 8-rounder this, by the way.
In Silky Jones, he faces, let's call him unorthodox, to put it mildly. As the fight unfolds, you'll see what I mean by that description. Tends to do a little bit of everything from both stances, whether it's orthodox or southpaw. Got every trick in the book.
You see what I mean about the posing and the showboating from Wesley. We've got a lot of that down in Cardiff.
I think there'll be a combination of that from Silky Jones as well tonight, because Silky tends to get involved in the antics, and it'll just be interesting to see how he does. As I'm speaking, good quality shots have been unloaded by Silky Jones.
Now this is a good even money match, this. Jones ranked 7 in the UK, Wesley ranked 12.
Now just looking at Silky's record, Dave, you know, he's 24 contests now, 16 wins, 7 losses, and a draw with 5 KOs on his record. He's getting to the stage now where he wants to sort of break into championship time if he's going to do it. Silky Jones, for me, is a fighter I love to watch. He's, you know, real, the old Queensbury rules, hit and not get hit.
This is an enterprising opening round. Jones boxing very well on the retreat, is a good counter-puncher. And you never know, Wesley might be just the kind of opponent who's made for him, likes coming forward. Nearly ducked into a shot then, did Jones.
I'll give Silky Jones the opener, just on his, the fact he's put better quality scoring shots together. Wesley at all times, forcing the fight.
Good opening round for Paul Jones. I'll give him that round. We go back with Jones, who is having his first appearance in a ring since we last saw him against Patrick Vungbo in Rotterdam on the 2nd of June. He won that on points over 10 rounds. Paul Wesley, well, we've seen him twice before on Pro Box. If you've got a very long memory, you might recall the 18th of September 1990 when he fought Sean Cummins in Wolverhampton and got absolutely caught cold inside a round, and then that 8-rounder with Paul Busby at the National Ice Rink in Cardiff just 10 days ago. Again, let me remind you while I have a minute. In a little while I'll be telling you how you can win a couple of tickets to GMEX on Saturday to watch Chris Eubank against Juan Carlos Jimenez. 2 free tickets up for grabs. More on that a little bit later. Right now we're in round 2 of this show opener from the Dome in Doncaster here on Screen Sport. Silky Jones in the black, Paul Wesley in the blue.
Yeah, Paul Wesley for me is definitely coming out and trying to see if he can catch Silky Jones off the bat. But Silky's meeting the challenge by boxing very slick and nipping in and out with, let's call them constructive counter punches, because he's planting his feet when he's letting them go, trying to offset Wesley.
It was always a criticism left at Paul Jones when he was faced with Brendan Ingle, and in fact a criticism that can be levelled at a lot of Brendan Ingle's fighters. Magnificent defensive skills, but they don't do too much in the way of attacking and pressing. They're wonderful defensive boxers, counter punchers.
I'd like to add to that, Dave. You know, you're looking at Silky Jones now going through his routine. You see how difficult he is to now, and you know this guy is, as we've already stated, a very good operator. And just to give you an insight into the quality of Donovan Boucher tonight, he actually stopped Silky.
Well, it was a disqualification.
Oh, sorry, David.
But
that's the quality that Paul's been with all through his career, and he's one of those fighters who I feel a lot of top fighters probably don't want to get mixed up with. He's good quality.
Yes, he was put in with Donovan Boucher, and it was only his 6th fight, which was perhaps asking a bit much. That was over in Canada, and Jones lost on a disqualification in 6 rounds.
I'll tell you what, this Wesley's come out here full of fire tonight, and he's really looking to get his name back in the win column after his defeat only 10 days ago. There's a cracking shot.
That's what you mean. That's what you got to watch. Oh, he looks very wobbly.
He's going to stop the
fight.
fight.
Mickey Van stopped it.
What a crunching shot.
That is what you've got to guard against when you fight Paul Wesley. One shot right out of the blue.
When you can punch like Paul Wesley, Dave, you're always going to be dangerous, and that is testimony to that fact. Never count out a puncher. And that just goes to show that when he took Strudwick out, maybe it wasn't pot luck, and doesn't it put the performance recently.
2 minutes, 11 seconds of the 2nd round. A right hand from nowhere, downwind. Got up at 4, far too groggy, and Mickey Van quite right to call a halt. And Wesley is chuffed to bits. Who can blame him? Let's have another look at this, Jimmy.
Just look at the punching power. It's a short right hook which catches Silky square on.
Yeah.
Bang! Bang on the target, and there's no recovery from that. It's took him out.
What a good that was. Jones up on his feet, chastened and conquered. We're going to take a short break now. Got a local boy coming up next, John Joe Irwin against Colin Lynch. Stay with us here on Screen Sport.